Chris Delia and allegations of sexual misconduct. Chris Delia, we're going to be looking at why this, and this
my relationships
could give you all the information that you need to know to understand whether his apology, whether his explanation is sincere, authentic, or is there something he's not telling us? So it's been a while. Welcome back to the Believe in Bruce channel. If you're interested in anything to do with psychology, body language, anything to do with the head and heart, this is the channel for you. Take 2 seconds out to subscribe below, and also leave your messages below. Tell me what you think of the video that he sent. Now tell me what you think of my analysis of it as well. And also, if you've got any ideas for other body language analysis, or indeed any topics to do with the head and heart that you would like me to cover, drop me a line below, or you can connect with me on Instagram, Believe in Bruce 360. And that's where this video comes from. It's just Gizmo. I will always offer praise. I posted something on Instagram the other day. It's just Gizmo said, look, I can see you're on Instagram, you want to have a look at this video across here. So anybody's into tattooing, It's Just Gizmo is the person to go and see. If anybody gives me topics to talk about, I will always credit you in the videos moving forward. So It's Just Gizmo, thank you very much. Remember body language, all right? It's so important, especially now in this environment that we're operating in, to be able to understand what's not being said, to be able to create psychological safety around us. This may be in the home environment, this may be your work colleagues, but to really understand at that granular level what's going on inside someone's head and heart. It's not about what they say, it's about what they don't say. And with body language, it's not about what you hear. It can be also about what you see as well. That's where the clues can lie. So important from a mental health and well-being perspective, to give people that psychological safety, to help them express themselves. Maybe it's that they don't even know what's going on inside their own head, but we can see that through body language analysis. It just gives us that little inkling, that maybe it's that wedge to go in that little bit deeper, to further uncover what's really going on. So let's analyse Chris's video. Now, the first bit that I want to show you here is where he says it was hard. So I'll always give you an example of what he was saying. And remember, it's the T-junction. What was his body doing at that particular time? And he's acknowledging here that what he's been through, it has been hard. Now, it might be that he's talking about other people as well. But what makes this true, what makes this authentic, is you'll hear the deep breath in. That primer, that oxygen primer, if you can see this, you know, if you're talking to friends, if you're talking to colleagues, if you're trying to find something out, and you feel that, or you hear that, somebody taking that deep breath in, they are putting oxygen into their system. They're not finding it easy. They are feeling whatever they are talking about. And then you'll also notice there's 2 things that go on in the lip area. One, there's the lick of the lips, so there's that adrenaline, that fight or flight. All right, so he's actually feeling it. It gives no authenticity to. He is feeling these emotions that he's expressing. It's not like a robotic, I'm apologizing because I need to. Like, he is feeling it. And also there's some lip person as well. Now that may be he wants to say something and he doesn't know how to, or that he's keeping something back that he wants to express. But with the breath in, oxygenate the system, fight or flight, he's feeling this, he's feeling the stress. That lick of the lips would back that up, so then you've got that behavioural cluster. But also the fact that you've got that lip person, as in this guy is feeling what he's talking about. Take a look.
it was a lot. It was hard.
But also, like, from this second bit here, it's look, I know how it looks. And what his body does at that particular time. Remember the T-junction, 1 second before, 1 second after. What is the body doing at that particular time? Is that watch his eyes. His eyes are searching everywhere. Now, in this context, remember, context is king. In this context, I know how it looks. So he's looking through his perspective. Now, he seems to go up to the top left. That's where he draws that information from. But then you also see his eyes start to move across, which in this context, on the topic that he's talking about, he is seeing it from other people's perspective as well. That's a real positive, all right? So he's talking about very serious allegations that he is actually acknowledging here.
First of all, I do know how it looks. I do know how it looks. I do know how it looks.
And you also see at the end, he looks down that negative area, like he is feeling it. That's really important when someone's trying to authentically acknowledge their feelings. He's looking down.
I do know how it looks.
Now here what we get, all right? This is the bit where the thalamus kicks in, the amygdala, the pituitary glands, the things that people have been talking about, what's been put in the press. This is where we see the adrenaline. This is where he shifts in his seat. Remember, what does somebody do before? What does somebody do after? All right? We're looking for that emotional baseline. If they don't do something and then do it, what was going on in that particular moment? So when he specifically says about what's been in the press or what people have been talking about, boom, you see him shift in the chair. All right? That's that thalamus. That thalamus is directed to the amygdala, the pituitary gland, the hippocampus, all of this type of stuff within there. All right? That's then effective the adrenal. That's where you get the coming into the thighs. That's where you get it. When you see someone who's nervous, often the thighs are the first things to go. That's where the adrenaline presents itself. All right? He hasn't done it before and he doesn't do it after. It's that shift in the chair that he is talking about. So when he's talking about what people have been saying, that's affecting him. And again, you would expect it to. That's a normal humanistic type reaction. He's caught in the situation, but you'll see it when he says what people are saying. That's the bit that makes him feel uncomfortable. That makes them feel vulnerable even. And then you'll see him move in the chair.
The stuff that's been said and the...
And again, all this here, you know, if you see someone licking their lips, if you see someone moving in their chair, if you see someone with their eyes go, what are they doing? What are they talking about? If you can tune more into that, remember from a psychological safety perspective, you can then help them to uncover more truth. You can help them to express themselves more. Have that more open and honest collaborative conversation. Great for the head, great for the heart. Now this one here, what he says is, it doesn't show the full scope of what's happened. Now the hands are key here. You'll see that there's an interlock, all right? But when he says so, again, he's vulnerable. Remember, steeple in is confident, interlock is self-soothing, I feel vulnerable, I feel open, I feel scared, I feel fearful, right? That type of interlock here. You are cuddling yourself. But then also when he's saying, you know, that it doesn't show the full scale, you'll see that the hands are key. It goes from this to one on top. He's keeping something down, all right? I don't know what it is. The rest of his body language when he's looking, and he actually looks down at it. You'll see him, watch his eyes, watch where his eyes track. His eyes go down to there. When he says that, you know, this isn't the full scale of it or it's not the full context, what else is existing within Chris's mind that makes him go from that vulnerable position to looking directly, I want to keep a lid on this?
Bad, and it doesn't show the full scope of what happened. What happened.
This bit here, he says, I stand by my conviction that all my relationships have been consensual, etc., etc. And when he says it, you'll see the hands open. You know, I stand by my conviction. He hasn't got anything to hide there. You know, you don't see this sort of ventral protection where I'm self-shielding, I'm covering my... No. But then also at the end, you get the expected behaviour of where it goes from an open to an interlock where you've got that self-soothing going on as well. All right, that self-soothing with the hands. This guy is feeling it.
I stand by the fact that all my relationships have been consensual and legal. I stand by the fact that all my relationships have been consensual and legal.
Again, this one where he's talking about it was always sex. You'll see the variety of shift in the eyes that's searching. Not so much a darting, but a searching. He is recalling from the hippocampus, the emotional part of the brain where the memories are stored, or at least a part of the brain where the memories are stored. He is actually bringing back those occasions, bringing back those truths that he is acknowledging within here. But watch it. He says, it's always about sex, and watch his eyes. He is recalling those occasions there.
This was always about sex to me. My life was, I mean, sex, it.
And I love this, you know, he says that we've been shown so many messages. He's like, there was way more messages. I'm really liking this from an authenticity point of view. This person has made errors, right? Has made errors. He's acknowledging those errors. That doesn't make it right or wrong. I'm saying factually, he's acknowledging those errors. And he's even saying, you know, like what you've been shown, that's just the tip of the iceberg. There is so much more than you don't know. All right, there's so much more than you've read on the internet. I like that.
Or roll into a city and look at my inbox and then just start writing. And I did, man. I wrote. I mean, I know you've seen some of the messages online. I mean, there's way more than that.
Can we talk about the breathing here? He talks about it makes him feel shameful. Listen for the breath. It makes him feel he's actually accepting that. He's energizing his body to accept the blame.
And that's not the guy I want to be. It's not okay, and I'm sorry for that. It makes me feel shameful, and it makes me feel bad.
And then here, this is where it gets personal for me. So at the moment, he's just been given his narrative, his perspective, his angle on it. What he's done, what he hasn't done. How he feels he's acted, how he thinks he could have acted better. But then when he says, I spoke to a friend about it, and watch the change in his hands. Now, you will recognize this. Think of it, have you had a loved one passed away? Yeah? Father, mother, sister, brother, granny, granda, whatever it may be, best friend. And that emotion still lies within you, okay? That emotion still lies within you. So I know that when my dad passed away over 10 years ago, I can still be speaking about it now. And as I start to speak about it, boom, the hippocampus just brings it all back. It's always been there, all right? But then me thinking about it, me talking, it's the talking bit here that actually makes it real. I will, well up. I'll get that globber sensation in my throat that makes it really hard to talk about. And this is what you see here with Chris. When he starts to talk about, I spoke about this with a friend, he's talking about where he didn't have to put any work in, he could pick ladies up because he was a celebrity, etc. Then I talked about it with a friend. There's a pause. That's the hypocrite. He's making it real now. You'll see he goes to that, he rubs his hand. Yeah, there's that powerful self-soothe. He's trying to erase something there. Watch the hand, and he does it, he says it. When he talks about, I spoke to my friend about it. At that time, just like when you've lost a loved one.
I didn't have to do the extra work. And I was talking to one of my friends about this.
When he says, I've been talking about it with a friend. So when you bring all of that together then, all right, remember, we're looking at psychological safety here. We're looking at the body language. What can we draw out that hasn't been said? What have we seen that maybe he wasn't even aware of? In the moment, that's what body reactions are. In the moment, that non-verbal communication. What is really going on there? Do I believe in, do I think he's authentic? Yes, I do. Do I think he's feeling it? Yes, I do. Do I think this is a scripted narrative that he's just trying to do to save his career? Sure, saving the career will be in there. That's a self-preservation mechanism. I've got it, you've got it, all right? So we can't judge anybody because we'd be throwing stones in glass houses. Is he authentically sorry about it? Is he trying to become a better him? Everything that he said in the video. On the balance of probability, I would say absolutely. He is feeling it. You see the deep breaths, you see the self-soothe, you see his acknowledgement, you see his over-offering of stuff that we haven't even heard about, that he is freely given now. I do think that this is a person on a journey to trying to become a better them, learning from the mistakes that they've made in the past. And hey, we are human. We've all got a head and we've all got a heart. So if you've enjoyed this body language video, if you'd like to find out more, remember, subscribe below. Give me a thumbs up, that'll be great for the algorithm. Also, comment below. What do you think about his video? Do you think he's sincere? Is there anything that you think I've missed out on that we could dig that little bit deeper? Remember, if you've got any ideas, comment below, connect with me at Instagram, BelieveInBruce360. And I get a lot of people asking me about training courses, etc., etc. So I've been delivering training courses now, like I say, for the past 15 years in the corporate industry, helping high-performing teams connect better, helping people to develop more levels of psychological safety by being able to feel safe enough to say how you feel, by having the skill set to notice the stuff that's not being said, to really bring that team together. You can find out more from me at my own website, BelieveInBruce.com. There is a number of options if you want to get in contact with me. You can go to that website, BelieveInBruce.com, find out more about me and what I've been doing in the corporate industry as well. But above all this, believe in Bruce. Remember to be kind to yourselves and each other.